Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to Draw 2. My name is Ramny, and this is another episode of How to Draw. Here in this channel, I help you develop your drawing skills by showing you how to draw your favorite characters from movies, TV shows, comics, books, and video games. If this is your first time here and you want to see more tutorial videos like this one, be sure to press that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon to get notified anytime that I upload a brand new tutorial video. Are you ready to draw? Here are the tools that you'll need for this tutorial. You'll need a pencil, an eraser, any type of white paper, and black ink pens with different size nibs for inking. As you're watching this tutorial, remember that you can pause this video at any time so that you can catch up on your drawings. If you still find that this video is going way too fast, you can always hit that speed button at the bottom right to slow it down. We all draw at different speeds, so find a pace that works for you and stick to it. Also, if your drawings look a little different than mine, that is completely fine as well. Having said all of that, let's get right to the tutorial. For Luke Cage, we've got our paper in portrait mode, and what we're going to do is we're going to be drawing Luke Cage up to the mid-thigh, upper thigh. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start at this point of our paper, and we're going to draw a circle. Of course, this is for Luke Cage's head, and this is a good size for it. And now you guys notice that when I do my circle, I don't do it all just completely like this. I like to keep my pencil loose until I get a nice circular shape. Now, when we're drawing Luke Cage, let me zoom in a little bit. When we're drawing his face, we're going to draw it at an angle, but not too much. Like this much is good right here. So it's going to be slightly, here's up and down, slightly angled like this. I'm going to draw the center line as well. And I'm going to draw a jaw that's fairly square and a chin that's really kind of just a straight line, essentially. And that's because of the way that he looks. Like a very masculine, very strong masculine features is what he has. Okay, once you have that, let's move on to the neck. And the neck, we're going to make it pretty thick. So it pretty much just goes from this line, just goes straight down. And then from this line, going straight down as well. Okay, and we're going to find the t-shirt line. The collar is going to go pretty much down here. That looks a little long, I'll admit, but don't worry, that's not all of his neck. We're seeing a little bit of his chest up above. Okay, now let's find the shoulders. So find a spot right here and here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw them pretty broad. And by broad, when you say broad shoulders, what you actually mean is that the shoulders are not straight across like this. They're angled in this way. And the broadness of the shoulders is what gives superheroes that muscular look. So I'm going to give Luke Cage pretty broad shoulders. It also helps that he's got like this hoodie that's up here and here. So here, there you go. This is a little bit higher than this point right here, and this is longer than this line. Okay, here the hoodie I'm just going to mark off. It's going to go up to here. That's just the hood part of his sweatshirt. It's going to make a little V shape a little later on. Okay, and over here, pretty much up to there, that's where I want that hoodie. So keep these points in mind because you actually want to figure out about this far. This is where the shoulder is going to go, or just the seam for the shoulder from this sweatshirt is going to go right there. And the other one about the same distance to here. That's where we want the sweatshirt to go. And then it sort of starts curving in over here, and it starts curving this way. So as you guys can see, it's pretty broad. Actually, now that you look at it, if you look closely, I noticed that mine is just a little too wide in the shoulders, so I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. And so it's always a good idea to keep those guidelines, and always check. I mean, I make this mistake a lot too. I don't always do it, but always check to make sure that your proportions are correct. So I think those are better proportions, a little bit more. It goes in a little bit more, so it's not as wide. Let's fix that. There you go. Okay. So there's the top half. Well, top quarter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the chest, Luke Cage's chest. Now he's going to be wearing a baggy sweatshirt, so what's going to happen is we're not really going to see any definition on the chest, but it is a good thing to have a guideline for. So here's your chest, and you don't want this chest muscle to be bigger than the head. Okay, so you want to just keep it proportional. And of course I'm starting over here, kind of just above the neckline where the collarbone is going to go, right there. Here's the chest, and I'm going to draw this line going straight down from there. And what's going to happen is these lines are kind of going to go down, and then once you pass the chest, they kind of get narrower as you go. So let's go over here. It's a lot less complicated. So here's that, and then we're going to go in, because imagine, now the sweater is baggy. Imagine Luke Cage inside there. So imagine that's his kind of his waist. So imagine this being a little bit more on the outside of it. Okay. It gets narrow, kind of where the abs are, and then it gets a little bit wider as you go down. Up to this point is good. A lot of it is just stepping back and taking a good look to see if everything is right. So always do that. Just step back and look to make sure that everything looks and measures correctly and it's not too weird in proportion. Okay, so there's that. I mean, we can always change this later on. Now on this side, baggy. Okay, it's off of the body a little bit. Kind of goes like this. So it's baggy, but it still gives you the shape. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but let me exaggerate even more. And this I'm actually going to go down here, pretty low. Okay. All right, so there's the body part. And again, this hoodie is big, and so his waistline is supposed to be over here, but the hoodie itself is kind of, it goes down below it, because obviously nobody wears hoodies that go above the belt, right? It always covers the top part of your pants. So there's that. While we're at it, okay, so we've measured here. This is like the waist. We're going to draw the legs coming out from there. And like I said, we're only going to be drawing up to the upper thigh. Okay, this goes like this. You only see this portion of it. Okay, here's one leg, one pant leg, the other pant leg. Same width, here and here. And then two lines like this. And then right here, I'm going to draw two lines for the seams. And then two lines diagonal for the pocket, and two more over here for the pocket on that side. Okay, there you go. So there's the bottom part. Now step back and check to make sure that you got everything covered. Make sure everything's in proportion. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to make the head a little bit bigger, just by a smidgen. Smidgen means a little bit. There you go, not too big. Okay, now let's draw the arms. I'm going to start down here. This is where the armpit is. You want to start below that right here. I'm going to draw this seam from here, going all the way down to here. And what's going to happen is, let me just draw the frame for the arm. There's the shoulder, and then here's big biceps right here, up to kind of the inside of the waist. This is where you want the bicep to be, where it gets narrow on the waist side. Okay, so here's the arm. And then forearm goes like this. And kind of where this goes, you want to end your forearm right there. A little bit of the wrist. And we're just gonna make two fists, and the fists are gonna be like this. Okay, here's the thumb muscle, and here's the thumb. And then here's one line diagonal, another line diagonal, and it just goes up to there. Zoom out. Let's take a look at that other hand, other arm. Okay, here's the shoulder. Okay, right around here is where you want that bicep. This is gonna go tuck in behind the sweatshirt part, or the sweater, right? There you go. Forearm. Now the forearm, you would think that you'd be drawing down like this, but what you want to do is you want to draw the forearms. Start here and here. So it kind of looks like, it looks a little crooked, but that's kind of works for the character because he's beefy. So you want that forearm to stick out up to here. Okay, remember to try to get these aligned. And don't worry about shaping these because we're going to be drawing the sweatshirt, the sleeves. Okay, once you reach here, this goes like this. Okay, right here, curve, thumb, down, diagonal, and then a little diagonal again like that. And just try to get that nice. There you go. So if you zoom out, we've got the basic shape already for Luke Cage, but of course we have to draw the sleeves. All right, so the top part of the sleeve is going to contour to the shape of his muscles, but the bottom part is going to be baggy. So as I erase some of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a nicer curve. And then when I get to here, when I get to the wrist part, I'm going to create the cuff. Cuff looks like this. And I'm going to decorate it by drawing vertical lines up and down, kind of like your hoodie does. Okay, it goes out. This goes up like this. But you want this part to be baggier. And it's almost like you don't see, like it's going to be off the arm a little bit. Okay, here's the bicep. And then once we get here, this is going to be a lot of fabric that's being folded. So I'm just going to draw it like that. Okay, now let's draw some fabric that's folded, folding into the armpit, maybe a little bit going out this way and this way. From here it goes up like this. And this is all kind of up to you and how you want it. If you don't want it too baggy, then of course leave a couple of lines out. And then just try to draw what looks the best for your Luke Cage. Okay. A couple of wrinkle folds here. Some more over there. And then over here, just going to draw some lines from the chest. What I'm going to do, actually let me erase this whole thing. I'm going to draw some lines going down like this, so that it looks like the hoodie is sort of draping down to the bottom. Like that. Now you guys can kind of see how the fabric is loose. It's looser. Okay, let's move on to this side. Now that we got this side is practically similar. So we try to get this a little bit baggier over here, like some wrinkles down there. And then the cuff for the hoodie down here, vertical lines. And now we make this part baggy. And it's off of, you guys notice that it's off of the muscle. And just draw wrinkles where you see fit. Right here, some there, some on this side, some that go up this way. some more over here, and then same thing along this side. It just looks like that. So if you zoom out, you've got a rather baggy, not too baggy, sweatshirt over top of a Luke Cage. Okay, now let's actually zoom into the head, and let's start working on giving Luke Cage a face. Change your pencil up if you need. I'm going to erase the inside, the bottom part of that initial circle that we did. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw the eye line. And the eye line is a little higher up the head because this Luke Cage, this drawing of Luke Cage is, he's going to be looking up slightly, or we're kind of looking from the bottom, looking up at Luke Cage. So what that does is it pushes the eyes higher up to here. Okay, once you have that, let's find the cheekbones, and they kind of just go from here down to the little corner part of the jaw, of the chin. There you go. And then now, here's the part where we draw his nose. And now his features, he's got a wider nose. Okay, so I'm gonna draw it away from the center line, right around here. Oops, I didn't mean to draw that line across. There you go. This goes down a little bit, and it goes across, and then up. So there's a line that goes across over here, and then just diagonal lines that meet up to there. So let me try that again. Actually, it looks more like Terry Crews's nose. Okay, here you go. And you guys can see, here are the two lines, and then here's a line going across, and then here's some diagonal lines that go from the bottom of the nose to the nostrils. Okay. Two of these lines for the cheeks. Let's draw the upper lip. Actually, a little bit higher up. Now he's going to have wider set lips. So we're going to make that upper lip pretty big. Okay, it's just a kind of like a dip. And then we're going to try to make a triangle like this. Give him a little bit of a frown if you can. And then a slightly, just very slightly bigger lower lip. There you go. And as you go, just try to get those facial features right. Take your time on this, don't rush, and pause this video if you need to. I think a lot of people forget that you can pause the video. And just try to get that shape right. Now, as I said before, don't worry about it not looking like Mike Colter, the actor who plays Luke Cage, and just worry about getting a good likeness. There you go, because mine definitely does not look like Mike Colter right now. Okay. Let's draw the eyes, and the eyes I'm going to put a little bit below that line. I'm going to start here, and I'm actually going to make it teardrop shaped. I'm going to start at this point, and it gets wider this way. It gets wide, and it kind of makes this triangle like that. Oop. So that's straight, and this is pretty much a triangle. So here, think of it as aligning with the side of the nose here. Goes up, straight line, and then get that right. There you go. And then semicircle, center of the eye so that he doesn't look cross-eyed like mine kind of looks cross-eyed right now. There you go. And then of course let's give him let's start over here. Let's give him a bags under the eye. And then let's give him some angry looking, pretty thick eyebrows. Now a lot of people do say that it's always the face that they have a tough time with, and I will be honest with you guys, me too. If we spent a lot of time on the face, then we wouldn't have a lot of time doing the rest of the body, which is why I mean, I do apologize, but that's why I kind of rushed through these things. And I would assume at this point that you guys would know how to fix the faces that you have, or the drawings, not your actual faces. And just adjust according to how you want, and to let you guys be the judge of adjusting your drawings. Okay, let's give him let's give him a little bit of a temple line right here. Let's shape his head a bit. Okay, the ears start at the eye line. Here's where the eye is. Go across, and here's where the ear starts. Here's one ear, and then here's the other ear. Edge of the eye going out. There you go. So now, that's the one thing I like about Mike Colter, is that he's got a really nice head shape. I wish I had that head shape. Here, just see, I'm doing a couple of passes to it just to try to get that nice shape. All right, well, we'll fix it later on when I ink. There you go. So there's that. It doesn't quite look like Luke Cage yet because it does not have a goatee. So let's draw the goatee. Start over here. Kind of goes this way. It follows that's a mustache. It follows the upper lip more so than the top, right? So you want to get that upper lip. And then from here, it goes down to the chin. Like this. Okay, from here, he's got a little bit of almost like a triangle shape below the mouth. And then below that, triangle, and goes up again like this. So it sort of makes this almost a W shape. And then the chin, rounded off slightly. There you go. Now it looks like Luke Cage with that goatee. It didn't look like him earlier. It looked more like a Terry Crews, like I said. And I'm still trying to get this side of the head right. But there you go. There's Luke Cage. Now we're not quite done, right? Let's do the zipper part. Okay, so right here, just above here's the chest line. Just above the chest line, I'm going to draw a rectangle, and that's going to be the handle for the zipper. Now if you zoom in, it's just a rectangle with a square in here and another square, kind of. I just made it into a dot, but there you go, another square right there. From this point, I'm going to match up to the neck, and it looks like that. And this point, it goes to the neck, but in a more rounded way, like that. Okay, now here, this kind of goes up towards the shoulder where we mark that off. That's going to be the hoodie, the hood. And same thing right around here. It goes up like this to the hood. Okay, we'll go back over here. What we're going to do is we're going to draw the outside. We're going to separate the outside and the inside of the hood. So from here it goes out like this. Now the inside of the hood goes down, and then the outside of the hood kind of goes up slightly like that. Okay, so let me do that again. This goes down, and then from here goes up and then down. So it looks like this. Okay, I'm going to draw a ring over here, and that's kind of where the drawstring comes out of. I'm just going to draw the drawstring just like that. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. Drawstring comes out to just above the line, the chest line. Okay, let's do the same thing on this side. Start over here. This is where the hood goes out, and then kind of goes off to the side like that, kind of over the shoulder here. Find a spot over here. 2 circles with the drawstring coming out. Okay, it ends, and then here's like the handle part of that drawstring. That little part that's covered in plastic. There you go. And then go back over here. This goes up. We're gonna bring that down like this. And now over here, we're gonna cover up that, we're gonna create that shirt and erase that center line. So here's the shirt, and I'm gonna draw another line beneath it, and that's of course gonna be the seam for the collar. Neckline, just gonna draw 1, 2, and then Adam's apple line, just a little bump for the Adam's apple. Actually, I'm gonna bring this down. There you go. You can draw like a little line right there to kind of give him a chest. For the most part, we're done with the sweatshirt, but we do need to draw the zipper and the pockets. So the zipper kind of goes, I doubled it up, so I'm going to draw 2 lines. Let me show you again. Looks like that. All the way down here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another about this much down from the sweatshirt. So I created this, I don't know what you call it actually. This part of the sweatshirt where it kind of gets the bottom. Okay. I'm going to draw lines going down. There you go. Now let's add some pockets. We're going to start right here, go across, and then from here goes down slightly, and then diagonal, and then down some more. Okay, diagonal right here, and goes down again. Okay, and I'm going to draw the seam, so I'm going to double up on those lines, and those are the pockets for the hoodie. Zoom out now. There you go. Let's zoom into the pants. We're just going to create some wrinkles from the center going out. If you guys are wearing jeans, you guys are probably noticing that your pants also do this. They flare out from the crotch area to the sides here. And there you go. So the last thing now is the fists. And they're fairly simple. Once you have this basic shape, all you really have to do is bring this in like this. Okay, so you've got the thumb right here, and then get these knuckles, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get those knuckles down, a little wrinkle there and there. There you go. We're gonna leave it like that. And then finally over here, knuckles first, 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, this goes down like this. And then 1, 2, get that finger, make sure you get that right. And there you go. Now let's zoom out. And once you guys have that, we are basically finished. This is Luke Cage from the Netflix TV series Luke Cage. And I know mine kind of does not look like Mike Colter, but it's supposed to be. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Oh, hey guys, so I just had a thought. If you guys want the Luke Cage with the bullet holes, here's what you do. You basically find, just very random, okay, where you want those bullet holes to go. Don't put too much now because you don't want it to kind of ruin the aesthetic of the picture. And I like to generally have it in the chest and arms, nowhere else. I'm going to draw the circles first. And then around the circles, I'm just going to create this. Like that's what that looks like. Kind of like imagine you're drawing the sun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade a little bit of the inside of that circle, kind of like you're creating a half moon. There you go. Let's put one right here on his shirt too. There you go. There. So you just keep going with wherever you put those bullet holes. And if you guys want some rips on the side, kind of just think of it as like the fabric getting ripped So it looks like this. And maybe I'll put another one up here. Just in some parts of his sweatshirt. So there you go. There's the like iconic look that Luke Cage has now, where he's got like the sweatshirt with bullet holes. And it's kind of funny because I don't know if you guys remember, in Iron Fist they made a reference when Claire, the nurse, took out one of Luke Cage's hoodies to give to Danny Rand. I thought that was a pretty funny scene. So there you go, you guys. There's Luke Cage with bullet holes. And now we're finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned. There will be another one after this tutorial. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. And that is all the time that we have today. Thank you for watching all the way to the very end of this tutorial video. I hope your drawings turned out great. If you guys are proud of your drawings, I would love to see them. So please head on over to Instagram and tag me with your pictures so that I can see them, or head on over to Google+ and post your artwork there for everybody to enjoy. If you are curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to do my tutorials, I have a link to those in the description below. And if you feel like being extra generous, I have links below for different ways that you can support this channel. First is my Patreon at patreon.com/draw2. Check it out to find out more about the rewards you get for becoming my patron. Next, I have official Draw2 merchandise that you can purchase, such as t-shirts, mugs, and mouse pads. And finally, you can purchase some of my art prints in my online store at draw2.storeenvy.com. Your contributions go a long way in making sure that content creators like myself are supported, so that we can continue making good stuff like this for you guys free of charge. If you guys did like this tutorial, it would help me a great deal. Also, if you liked this video, commented below or shared this with your friends in social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a whole bunch of coloring pages from the tutorials that are on this channel. Again, you guys, all of these links are down in the description below. Finally, thank you once again for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial video.